Hello guys and girls, this is Alja straight from Ljubljana's winter. You can see the snow. It was such a surprise this morning. I know some people have been following the news, and since I'm not, this is what I guess. It was a surprise morning with 0 degrees, which is about 39 Fahrenheit. Temperatures pretty cold for this time of the year. And I just had this plan today to not be too long, but it never works like this, so it might be again long. But the plan is to show you a bit of Ljubljana's favorite, only biggest, closest park, which is called Tivoli, and it's only about 10.5 minutes walk away from the main city center, which is down that way behind me. So we're actually leaving the city center and we'll be headed to the park. I'm hoping to still see some of the snow. We haven't had much snow this year though. It was a very dry winter if you ask me. But so we have it now, you know. It's just the way it works, right? Nature has its own ways. And I'm never a kind of a person who would say, oh, this weather and that weather. So I'm totally fine with it. I just equipped, as you can see. I love this cap. Yeah, it's made of fur, and I think I bought this one in Scotland in the summertime. Imagine, this is a Scottish summer equipment. It was in August. We were in the Isle of Skye when I did that, so it was really a lot of fun, and it helped me so much with the winds of Scotland. It's not windy here though. It's kind of warming up slowly. But let's see the park, which is now in front of me. So the city center is down there. Oh, you can see one part of the Orthodox church. I really like this one. One of the days I really want to take you in, if it's going to be possible to broadcast from there. It has these beautiful frescoes of the Orthodox Christianity, which means a lot of gold, a lot of colors, lots of stories. I stopped here because I want to show you the park. We're arriving. Those are the stairs. Who would have thought, right? And it's a bit wet and a bit snowy, as you can see. Ta-da! Yeah. I came here on purpose today because it felt in the morning like it was, you know, a kind of a gift given from the nature, but this was made on purpose. Actually, we hadn't had much sun, snow. I wanted to say snow this year. So this is maybe the only day, or maybe two more were there in the winter time of snow. And I'm hoping that maybe next week already we will have a summer scene on this very same spot as it appears lately. Because if you remember last week, we might have seen, I think we did see some people in shorts, wearing shorts, and now this week, look, that's what we got in the morning. It was like a good morning April after Easter Tuesday to have all this snow. It's melting. I'm sure I will get some directly on my head when we walk, but I wanted to show you this place. I really like this this part of the park, you know, the rest of it is really like a park with tall, big trees, old trees. But this one is more like a promenade where we will come and walk around, and then also, as you can see, have an exhibition or two, open air. This time, the exhibition is of the special designs of Slovenian houses, which is a very interesting project, and I like it so much. We'll see some of the photos as we go along. It's basically a project of different interesting houses, whether they're sustainably, energetically built, or just something special in the design. And then when the festival's on, I think it's usually in the springtime, you can visit those houses. And well, even if they're private, you can go for a visit and you see the architecture, which is usually very hard to do, right? You can't just knock on somebody's door, even it's such a small country. Look at the view now that was behind me as we were coming in. That is actually the view to the city center, the Orthodox Church of St. Cyrillus and Methodus. If we move further, will be able probably to spot out, or maybe not, because today there's no proper colors. It's usually like this when it's snowy. We have a lot of light, but not a lot of colors. But I love those lamps. Do you like them? They're so beautiful. Whenever there's something really special like columns in Ljubljana, they're usually were planned and done by the architect called Jože Plečnik, a very famous Slovenian architect who also worked in Vienna and Prague. But yeah, I wanted to show you that white building. You can't really see it very well there. That's the Museum of the Modern Art, contemporary and modern. And I used to work there long time ago. It feels like ages. Oh, let me put you normally up there. There you are. It feels like ages when I was working still in culture. That was at the end of my studies. I was interested in contemporary art. God forbid me from doing that again. I'm just joking, but it was really that very interesting period when I was trying to find answers to how come that contemporary art doesn't look so beautiful, and why it feels like it's not art at all, like it feels only as if those were only projects, social projects, political projects. It was a lot of fun, really, especially meeting the artists, which is kind of hard with the traditional art because they're long dead. Especially the ones I love now, those are the 16th century Venetian painters mostly, like Tintoretto, Veronese, Titian, my favorite one. They are long gone, so it's really hard to ask them about their art, right? And with contemporary art you can actually meet the artist. Don't ever ask them, what is this art? What does it want to say? Because that's one of the things I believe, that most of the artists really want you to feel on your own. It's like I'm reading this beautiful book, and yesterday there was this beautiful section of the book which it said, like, don't try to find stories in books, or try to ask the authors what they meant with it, because the relationship that it's really important is between the book and yourself. So it's not the author's story, it is about what happens inside of you when you read this book. And I really like this description. It was like something that really resonates with me. I don't like books with too many stories. I just like books that go in depth, that are full of real emotions and thoughts on what was actually going on in the author's head. But then, of course, I try to figure it out how I feel reading them, if that makes any sense. You know, this is an inspirational environment to talk about literature. I always feel like there are so many stories in parks. Check this out, what I see now. Oh, Courtney has a comment. I'm so happy you're commenting. And they disappear so quickly that sometimes I can't even read them. Let me see, you're cracking me up. Oh, thank you. By the way, I took a whole semester on the rivalry between Titian and Michelangelo. Oh my god, you should have also investigated the rivalry between Raphael and Michelangelo, because that was a real big deal, you know. Raphael being like this elegant, beautiful, very popular man who was a trendsetter of his time, and you know, Michelangelo being this terribly hard, genius guy who was always uncompromisable, if you can use this word, always doing only what he wanted to do, and he was perfect at that, and so much in front of his time. So yeah, you see children playing. I just love the snow. I'm sorry it's April. I'm also sorry trees all around me that you already have leaves and are in blossom. Hopefully this snow will melt soon, and it will, because it's no way in April. We are still close to Mediterranean, you know. It won't last long. What is she playing, this girl? Oh, there's one on the floor, look. Okay, I like that. I'm not dressed for this sports today, but yeah, they're having fun. Oh, he's dead. Are you dead? They're having fun, and so are we. Anyway, I was trying to tell you, and I am feeling so inspired in this park. It's quite a lot of people usually sitting on that benches there, looking at that exhibition there. Oh, look, such modern architecture that they're exhibiting here. The Slovenian houses. Oh, look at these. Oh, isn't that romantic, people? Oh, quickly hold somebody's hand, hug them, and kiss them. Moment is gone. Hope you did it. But parks have always been, for me, such a beautiful inspiration for stories and storytelling. And also, whenever I bring my groups here or just visitors, I usually tell them the story of the park, how it was made, what it means for the Slovenian people. I'm turning around so you can see the whole promenade from here. But then we usually go very quickly into a story or 2 or 3 stories, not necessarily just connected, to the park itself. The park, of course, has a lot of stories, but even though these stories of the traditions, of the old traditions of these people who were living here, or the stories, that are connected to nature itself, for me that's one of the beautiful things. It isn't just always telling stories of the people that are famous, but also, stories of the past, of the Greek past, that was explaining of the fertility of nature and how that happens, and why we have winter and why we have springtime and things like that. And I'm not sure if you remember that about I'm losing time. Not losing time, I'm losing track of time. How are you lately? Since we're in the lockdown, I'm just really not following well the dates. I'm still in the year 2019, I think. I'll just probably be there for one more year because it was just the 20 is just missing. So I don't even remember, but I remember it was the Fat Tuesday this year when we had this walk on the river banks of Ljubljana. It's a river. Oh, I'm under the snow now. It's coming down from the trees. And I was telling you how important it was for the people to, to do the right things, at the right time, in order to have what they needed to survive in the past. And yes, obviously somebody wasn't doing the right thing because we have snow now, I mean, don't ask me, I love it, as I said, but snow in this time of the year is a bit unusual. Not that unusual, but still. And for the nature, probably it comes a bit late. Maybe it should have come a bit earlier. So I think because on our walks we haven't seen much masks, if you remember on the Fat Tuesday, that was the big thing. It was no masks and people didn't do what they were supposed to do for the carnival time to push away the winter, and now, yeah, you see, there. Now we have it, huh? They like the view? Check this one in front of us. Oh, the 2 dancers all covered with snow. I like them. I always thought this is a story of the waterman and his dancer, Urška called. But then I thought, and I read it, that it's just one of the statues of the dancers. So I like this site a lot. The parks, for me, with these statues and then big, tall, old trees, and then a manor or 2, or we call this one actually a castle. And then look at that one behind there. That's a mysterious place, In the past, like 19th century, probably beginning of the 20th century, that was the place where gentlemen would retire to in the night when they didn't want to spend the night with their wife, nicely said, or when they were single and they needed some female company as well. So it was a place of artists also. It is back turned into artist studios, and it was a place of parties and drinking and all these things that people do when they want to have fun. And this castle in front of us. Okay, I'm just moving away, some people passing. Meni si prinesel. Najlepša hvala. Oh, I lost my bag and he brought it to me. Hvala, prijazno. Oh, this was so beautiful. I dropped my bag, look there. And this dead child that we saw before lying in the promenade, he was running all the way after me to catch me and bring me this bag. No, I'm really touched. Give me a moment. I think it's really nice. Yeah. I just love when the people are kind, don't you? When they take care of each other. I always found this really important. It's also a part of me to take care of each other and help each other. Sometimes open each other's eyes. I just love it. Anyway, let's go back to the park. There. Yeah, I wanted to tell you about this castle, but let's check what the kids are doing there. Oh, it's just having some fun. Yeah, usually in the afternoons when it snows or in the evenings, Tivoli Park is full of people walking around, enjoying the snow, just taking all that in. So you see the castle, it's turned into a center of graphic art, which I like so much, you know. I mean, I would have also liked it if it was owned by somebody still very important and rich and they would have parties on this terrace. But I still like it also that it's open to public and you can visit when they have exhibitions and just enjoy in the arts. And also they have these beautiful graphic arts workshops, which I also like a lot because it's also one of the things that I love. The art not to be only in the museums and in the past, but actually for all of us to enjoy the art. Oh, it's quite loud. I hope you can hear me. The background noises. Look at those lions there, the statues. Blah, blah, scary. They're not scary. Let me try to clean one up so you can see their faces. Oh no, they're too far. Ugh, I can't reach them. They knew how they made them, right? Far away from reach. But I like this view that you see now, back on the promenade there. It's really romantic. I was afraid that the snow will melt on the trees and you won't be able to see it, but it's still there. I love it. Far in the distance there you can also see the castle in the city center. So this is really a short walk away from it only. It's not far, and whenever and when you come to Ljubljana, because I have no doubts one day you will, you can come here and just sit down on the bench. Hopefully it's not gonna be all snow then, but even if it is, and then just enjoy, you know, these views over to Ljubljana and think about life and stories and, you know, about these things that usually beautiful environments evoke in us all, I think. Or maybe it's just me. Let's go up so you can see in the view. Oh, I'm back there. I remember I was telling you something important about art. Yeah, I really wanted to share this, that in my personal opinion, it is so important that the art is alive and it's not just one fixed thing that was made long time ago and now we all admire it and not even a lot of people know why, but it's just the way it is, right? Because it's said to be beautiful. But for my personal taste, it is so important to also try it out, talk about it, share it, try to discuss why and how we find things and learn one from another. I mean, the life is so much more flexible. Look at the view. Than just, you know, being stuck in history somewhere. I am an art historian by profession, so I should be telling you it is so important to be in the history, but I feel really it is so important to grow with all these things that we see and the beauty itself. Sorry, I'm just switching that off. I'll show you what I see in front of me, and this is one of the creative centers of Ljubljana. Unfortunately, all of it is closed now because we are in whoever knows which lockdown now. Yeah, I'm not counting anymore. But in the time when the lockdowns will all be over one day, we'll be coming here with friends and sit on this terrace because the Graphic Cultural Center, which is in this very castle, also has a very nice cafe. And for me, a cafe, a cake, always goes very well with art. I'm somehow used to first going to exhibitions and then going to have some tea or coffee or some nice cakes. And I usually do that in there. And it's so beautiful. I mean, it's like this artistic, eclectical place in style, with tasty and good-looking sweets. Do you like dogs? I just met one again. There. I wonder what's his name. Look. Oh, he's escaping us. Hey, 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 doggy. Oh, no. Too much to smell. Heh. Who would blame here? Him. Look, this is the view I wanted to show you. Ah, do you like it? I just love it. I like this so much, when there aren't many colors. I know, most of the people love springtime because it's so green and so vivid and so on. But I just love it when you have only these grays and blacks and whites and a bit of blue sky showing up, but not too much. So it's really this monochrome scene that we're looking at. For me, this is really pleasant. And it's really artistic in a way. And this is back the promenade we came down up to. The castle on the hill, still there with the white tower. Thank you for building the white tower to fit in this scene perfectly well. And then I also like this, kids are playing there, this small, beautiful pool. It's more like a fountain. Anyway, you won't see much because it's empty now. It's just these vases around and the benches around that I really like so much. It's so cute in my opinion. And then this is of course not all of the park. It's just the main promenade that leads straight from the city center. The rest of it stretches from here in meters, about 500 more meters. Let me show you what kids are doing there, because they're so loud. We can't ignore them, can we? Let's see. Ah, yeah. Sliding, as I thought. They're gonna be all wet. Okay, I like that. It looks like a lot of fun. We have a lot of expressions for different snows. We usually had snow in the winter time. In the past, when I was growing up, it was like this, months of snow. So you can expect that Slovenians have different expressions for different kind of snow. And this one today is very heavy and it's very wet. So we usually distinguish this from the very fresh powder-like snow. And what I'm thinking is these guys, they will be completely wet. Probably they already are. So let's leave them to their joy with the snow and the dogs and the kids, and it's so much happening. So I was saying that this is the main promenade, and to the right-hand side, 500 meters more, to the left-hand side, I like this part of the park with these beautiful old trees. Don't ask me which, because they're all white now, so we'll have to come in the springtime and check them out. And this way, another, let's say 500 meters more, and you reach the end of the park. But the thing with this park is that it's not just a park with these beautiful flowers and bushes and big trees, but it is also the whole, from here on, just behind this manor, it's a hill. So there's a forest that leads from here all the way to the top of that hill. It is about half an hour walk in pure nature in the forest, with beautiful old trees and even signs of each of the tree, the name in Latin and some basic facts on the tree. And then you reach the top with a small pink church again. So these are the two pink churches in town, the main city center one and this one up there, which is called Rožnik. And it is so beautiful to actually, have a forest. It's like a city forest, so close to the city center itself, right? It's only 15 minutes walk, and you reach this spot with this beautiful view behind me. You'll see it now. And with the hill in front of me, there, the view, there. With the hill in front of me and the whole forest. And that's one of the things that Ljubljana is really famous for, not the park Tivoli, but for all these green areas. It was in the year 2016 called the Green Capital of Europe, and that's one of the reasons. It is that you're never far from a park for any green area, because they're scattered all over the city. And this one, of course, mostly being frequented by the people who live in the very city center. I used to live there, far away, where the city starts. And then I would come every afternoon, sit on the bench with my book, just enjoying the time. It was like my private background, with a garden I didn't have in the city center. And that's what why I like it so much. And there's a lot of art here, as we had seen there, even one example of a sculpture. And all around, you see them on little, I call them piazzas in the park, or you have them on the benches. So there's lots of art, and they also bring other stories as well. So it's not just what we feel, but it's also this added cultural value that is so beautiful in my personal taste. And we had basically seen it all. I don't want to keep you longer. I just wanted to tell you that next week I'll be launching another project, and I'm really excited, but it's not yet time to share this more than just telling you about it. And I will definitely share it on Facebook Live, also on my YouTube channel, also on Instagram. It's still gonna be a part of what I'm doing now, but it's gonna be an upgrade to this, and it's gonna be a thing I can also offer to the people who travel. So I think it's gonna be really exciting. I'm preparing it, and I'll share it with you. And until then, I will leave you from Park Tivoli in the center almost of Ljubljana, of Slovenia, of Europe. I hope you are not cold. I'm not cold due to my cab from Scotland. If you feel like it, if you can, I'll be really happy if you can donate some money for my coffee or tea on buymeacoffee.com/Alja. I will add the link in the description box below in YouTube. If not, I'll also love it if you can share this video with your friends, whoever, wherever they are. I would love them to see some winter in Ljubljana, because hopefully maybe next week I can bring you also here, and I'll be wearing already my shorts. Who knows? The nature's changing so much, and we are changing with it. However, I wish you a beautiful Tuesday, and have yourself a beautiful cup of tea. Take a blanket if it's cold outside, and enjoy the time. And I'll see you again soon back in Ljubljana. Take care. Bye.